mean, based on the way that these guys have been playing, can GODSENT bounce back in this one?
I mean, we are on the desk, right? And you always have to say there is a potential. I'd say yes here as well. It will be interesting to see. We talked, obviously, you guys talked a lot about exhaustion and their move into, you know, Europe and grinding a lot. And one of the things that I'd argue even for GODSENT here is that this map develops a lot, right? When we talk about the new meta and the old meta and stuff like that, we saw last year was a lot of focus on just getting banana control. Nowadays, you kind of see a little bit less. There are set plays. You don't kind of waste your nades. And I think for a team like GODSENT, same kind of problems I think might persist here, as we saw in Nuke, where they get, you know, banana control ST, they get a good start, but if they execute, it's late games that kind of matter, right? It's like, what do you do after you take all this map space? And unless we see GODSENT being very aggressive and very just quick on their feet, I do worry for them here a little bit. I think Extra Salt overall, what we see on Nuke, we'll see on Inferno here as well. I think they do a really good job in incorporating both North American mentality with European strats. One of the things you could argue that maybe some of the other teams are struggling a little bit with, but that's just also why they had that stint in Europe where they kind of surprised a lot of teams, because in Europe you kind of play, you know, all 110% and it's the kind of the same, versus, you know, getting in some new flavor in Extra Salts. I think they're one of the better teams that have done that so far, as we kind of saw them even as well with the surprise win versus Liquid.
Oh boy, Marquis in the pit alone and on such limited health is still putting up a hold here on this A site. That's the kit in the pit if they want to retake this round. But the bomb's yet to be planted. Resmoke and Moto. Taco's going to punch in those digits. OC's coming up the short side and he's got cover from the pit. Lato trying to keep Taco alive. A shot from death, even moving, could be his death sentence. Lato does hit the shot. It's Taco with a kill, rather. And now OC in the clutch. Time is not in his favor, and they're not giving him the kills he desires. There's Taco gone. Flick back for OC, and he's got Lato locked in with one shot. All he needs. No time or no need to go back for that kit. He's got all the time in the world. And Extra Soul, it got scary there in that 3-on-3. They made the gamble towards B. It was the wrong call, but the retake is perfect.
Really I'll be lurking played for most of this, but I do want to say one of the features of Extra Salt on Inferno, Marquis in the pit is an absolute terror. Watch that be a factor throughout this game. He's didn't have a particularly outstanding first map, sure. I think he was playing like Rotate on Nuke. This is more his bread and butter. He's been doing this for years in NA, so keep an eye on that.
It's a really nicely done on the 1 versus 2 from OC as well. He gets the one-on-one duels that he's just so wants, and it's a crossfire setup from GODSENT also, but just a smartly nice round. Bomb down though from GODSENT. Buy smack tenses, another fast round at that. Barton really quick into banana. It's pretty common. And we do see some trades, so they run past the molly. No, Dumao, he needs a kill, and I think all of a sudden that's an open bomb site, potentially even a bomb plant, but
it's all gotten a little bit awkward with that kill, right? They finally at least deal with Sonic. Oh, no, that was the bomb. The bomb cut loose on Lato as he's swinging out. Taco was actually running away. I don't even know if they wanted to still commit to B, but now the round's falling apart. It's snuck past the keeper. Yeah. There we go, nailed it. No one noticed.
Right, that's the sign to start drinking. Cheers, mate.
Extra Salt up onto 2.
Yeah,
that's one more than one.
Well, he's done the math. That was a bit of a bloodbath there. And yeah, as you said, Robert, how the hell does Sonic get away with that kill, right? If he falls there, because he's not ready for a player to be through that Molotov.
So I've got to say, Sonic, I think, is probably the best at this. I would say one of the best trade fraggers you've got. You know, maybe in NA, maybe in the server at least. I'll give him that, right? He's always so good at this. Like, he will never let a kill go untraded, it feels like. He's always there. He's always hanging around near you to keep it in the advantage of his team.
They reforced off the back of that last round. That's an interesting buy for GODSENT. No plant and not even, you know, really getting close, but they're getting hounded down through T-spawn, pushing down middle. Extra Salt took all this control. And look at what they've done with it. They've got players in ramp. They've got players in T-apps. Fang just dodging death. Oh boy, Lato missing that timing. But it could go both ways if Fang doesn't turn around. He's going to get shot in the back. Oh my goodness.
Well,
you hate that.
And to your point, though, this is a really weird buy coming in from GODSENT. You tend to buy an extra round here if, you know, you maybe have 1 or 2 alive from CTs, but like in that kind of position that you're in, you're kind of forcing yourself here again. You're kind of stuck in a situation where you have 3.2k and like, well, what are we doing? Yeah, let's buy some more pistols, maybe a flash, and let's go. But now it's already round 5. So bit of a miss buy, I'd say, from GODSENT. Want to be a little bit smarter with your money. But maybe they had an idea with it. And here, as I talked about, here comes the Tech 9s. We're not going to be seeing a bunch of armors, though. So this is another maybe another fast play or, you know, wait for the nades, but Expo Flash and hope to get some kills.
Yeah, after buying there, it really doesn't help. Like you said, GODSENT need an idea there. And I'm sure they have one, but they don't get to show us because Extra Assault just take the entire map away from them, pushing mid, throwing mollies deep. So whatever you had in mind with that force, you don't get to decide. Marquis doing it again and doing it with style. 3 kills and the bomb's loose in ult. And this looks like what's going to be a near flawless round, maybe even an ace for Marquis. He's telling his team not to hunt, not to peek. He wants them all, and Fang gets reported.
Classic Fang,
yeah,
man.
He's pissed now.
I've always said, this guy, man, I can't ever count on him, bro. Just stealing the ace. Devastating. No,
Marquis would have had it, man.
Especially
nice
as a new
try,
kid on the
Marquis.
block, that's not allowed.
The disrespect. To Marquis, of all people, as well. Oh, my word.
What was that?
What was that? Where did that come from?
Robin, I think Smix wants you, mate.
I heard a yeehaw in the back or something. I'm not sure. It's like, are we in Texas or this is cowboy land over here? You know?
Oh.
I think it was coming from Harry and Hugo, so we don't know. Maybe they have horses in the back.
I got horses in the back. That's not Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yeah, we've got blood in our trainers right now. Phelps pushed up, but shooting through the smoke, and a reasonable occurrence for JT, finding another opener for Extra Salt. Oh, trade does come through though. Sonic dead, and JT's going to have to give it up. He does still have a 3rd player here in Fang, so there's no worry of a rush right now. GODSENT still in no hurry. Need to hold on to some util, bleed the clock, make sure those CTs don't have those mollies left up, 2 of which still available. And then they can set up for an execute where they please. Extra Salt probably not going to adjust the setup from this point on. Just split right down the middle. And GODSENT taking some apps control as well. Still not giving up B for the time being, so no clear path as to where they're ending. But with lots of nades going in B, taking a lot more real estate, pushing Extra Salt into the boost at the back of the site. Doesn't look like a commitment.
Again,
they now throw this kind of... Oh, go on.
No, I was going to say, the normal thing here, you tend to stay banana, right? And then you kind of fake mid just to show presence that, hey, you know, we took over mid. So, you know, for CTs, they're not quite sure now if you're going B or A. We see that now, though, but it's 15 seconds left on the clock for GODSENT. And look at this position from Extra Salt as well. I think this is going to be another steamer. As I say that, Donato with 2 nice kills, 7 seconds left, gets the bomb down in the nick of time. And what looked to be a very dangerous round, they pulled it off, an old Navi special. That's the first round of the board here from GODSENT, unless Marquis can show his magic here. 1 versus 3 though, no nades. Bomb ticking down and good position here for GODSENT, so maybe some damage to be done.
Uh-oh.
Oh, well, you know what I call it? Okay, thank goodness. He just runs out. Doesn't check for Lato, and so everything's back under control. It's all still normal. GODSENT, they do manage to get ahead in that round there. And Lato doing the bulk of the heavy lifting to make it happen. I mean, if he even took a second longer to get this double kill, that would have been the round. There just wouldn't have been time to get that bomb planted. It's great stuff out of him.
Yeah, I got a bit scared when he jumped up for the plant.
Yeah, right, that was nerve-wracking. You've seen that before, right? You try and get it planted, little jump up, bombers to be planted on the ground, and then that double click, just wasting half a second, that could be the difference maker.
Orb on OC as well, right? We didn't get it on T-side nuke, but the CT side was where he was unleashed. Sonic has his on B as well, and so the double orb is pretty scary. GODSENT don't know about it yet. None of them have fired a shot. Sonic's holding on, but lots of util coming up banana side, and if he gets flashed off, he's going to have to abandon his teammate who's now tucked. Deep Molly goes in. JT still in front of the flames. He's going to bound out and swap sides with Sonic. They eventually just give it up. Right call to make with the flashbang coming in. just a game of warfare, utility. Nades being traded both ways, but GODSENT look like they want to commit. They want to execute into the B site, and extraSalt have read it well. They've pulled OC over, not for long, but here's the push. The lineup for Sonic, blinded, collateral, JT tucked up in ruins. They give away B. They say, you want the plant, you can have it, but you won't take the round, and that's the bomb. Lasso running round the ruin side, loses the package behind enemy lines, and they could have made something of this round. They could have at least made money. extraSalt were playing retake after the collat, but when you lose the bomb in CT spawn, that doesn't help you.
It's a bit of a blunder there for sure. I think that maybe it's Phelps or someone else at the banana area that kind of keeps the bomb if you're going to be wrapping around. But they bring the bomb with them. When you go down there, yeah, it's pretty much game over at that point.
Look at this camera.
That is a schoolboy error that's happened there. Wonder if they noticed. Wonder if it's like in matchmaking where someone just keeps throwing the bomb on your back and you miss it on that one crucial round, right?
The collat probably didn't help, right? Like that throws everything into disarray. You're just running at that point. But it helps no one. Not except extraSalt, of course. They force back in, right? They win a round, they immediately get reset, I guess would be the term, even if the money isn't that punishing anymore. But it's not a pretty buy. Missed shot for OC. The second chance at life as he backs out.
Yeah, we also have this double AWP between Sonic and OC, and this is not a double AWP that you can underestimate. It does make this team pretty scary, I would say, especially on a setup like this, right, where you can have one of those AWPs leaning over towards the B bomb site, exerting pressure there. That's where we see them posted up with one now. OC's AWP pushed off the long angle, gives a bit of real estate over to GODSENT. And while extraSalt are pushing Banana and getting this info that it's an A play, the information's coming a little late, right? They're already getting pushed up through mid. There's players in apartments. extraSalt are fast on this wrap, but they need the players in the site to stay alive and buy some time for these rotations. JT out through middle is closing the distance, but dead to Dumao. And it's all left onto Sonic. 1 versus 3. Up in top mid and all alone.
Oh, not another collat.
Dead on the first hurdle. Nice try, but GODSENT, they will put up a second on the board. And now kind of, finding their footing, hoping that this is where they can do the dirty to extraSalt.
Yeah, some really good timing there as well. Seeing again the entry, but it's around this area right now where Phelps goes down. They really need to get a move on. They get the kill on OC. And with that, they have 2 guys in the flank. So the persistency pays off for GODSENT. And as we noted for extraSalt, their money hasn't been the best with Sonic buying the AWP, so he's stuck with the Deagle now. Fang with the UMP.
Oh, not again. Not what you want if you GODSENT.
Definitely not, and I feel like GODSENT has actually been pretty smart here the first few rounds as well, the way that they've been taking Banana. We saw that as well. extraSalt have been wasting a lot of utility there, but they haven't really been... Oh, it's gonna be close. They haven't really been losing a lot of members there, but now with Dumao going down, only really Lotto here trying to keep some extraSalt members. While the rest of the group goes up towards mid. Nonetheless, though, we talk about it, yeah, man disadvantage, but the fact that GODSENT, they have kind of somewhat, now that we have Lotto kind of fall back from Banana, I was going to say, they have Banana control, they're taking mid. It's still a good position to be at. They still have plenty of nades as well to do a full-blown execute, but they are opting towards that A-bomb site. It's a little bit more difficult having 3 extraSalt members here as well, so we're expecting some headshots from the GODSENT side here.
Oh, that's a key one. Fang out of the balk, but Marky in the pit. Richard said it was about to happen, and well, here it is. 3 kills. Throws this round into disarray. Phelps backing out, might even just have to save 20 seconds. No kills being gifted, and the bomb in the palm of the CT's hand. So getting away with that AWP is his new plan. And what a hold for Marky. Just what we needed, right? Rotates have been pretty swift for extraSalt so far in terms of, aggroing Banana at the right times when GODSENT are committing to A takes. And even when we've seen a couple of B plays, there's often been 3 players there. Rotate's not needed, just that anchor player. Fang falls, Marky picks up the pieces, and 6 rounds found. I wouldn't be surprised to see another buy. We've seen already GODSENT look pretty gung-ho with their investments, right? From the 3rd round force in a row with no plant to even the previous round buy again after, you know, losing a round after winning their 2nd. Like, they just keep buying in at any opportunity, and this is no exception. It's going to leave them lacking, though. 1 AK, 1 AWP, and scraps.
Yeah, you know, I mean, if you've been around esports for any amount of time, you've seen Richard say that something gnarly is going to happen, and then it does. But that was like a really good demonstration of Marky's pit ability. Now, this fast B play is brutal. OC is the only man remaining, and with those shots missing, the B site belongs to GODSENT, and there's nothing that you can do about it. So much utility on the cross, flashes, smokes, you name it, it's in there. GODSENT get the bomb down, and extrasolt, they know there's nothing to be done in a round like this. You've just got to concede, and that's a kind of horrible, horrible spot to find yourself, but it's the only option they've got here.
Yeah, best call with what they got, though, right? Just charging B with double nades and MAC-10s. So, bit of a brutal opening. And like I said, you know, all it would have taken was OC hitting 1 more of those AWP shots. He probably would have had the room to get back to the new box and post up again and wait for a flash from CT. A lot more options, but even with a triple B setup, man, they get mauled.
A little bit surprised, actually, by the way that aggressive play caught them cold, because, you know, if you're monitoring the economy, you know they're either going to eco there, stabilize, or they're going to force up as they have in previous rounds, and you... Obviously, if you're on a force buy, you're going to have an SMG maybe in the mix or something. So playing that far up with an AWP seems to be a bit of a recipe for disaster. But what do I know? I'm just a boomer.
Yeah, I mean, it felt like, you know, they were aware of the possibility of like a B rush. They played.
I'm not going to get over that.
They leant so strong in towards B, man, but it just wasn't enough. Like, you know, those MAC-10s are scary. When you hear them coming your way with flashes and the little sound that they make, terrifying, man. Terrifying.
It's the old brap attack, like.
Yeah.
It's coming up banana like
you
that.
can nail that, Richard, man. I'm so impressed with the vocal range that we've got on you.
Got it all. Got it all.
Talking of which, is it Sam doing the Yeehaws? Has he been hired for that? Because I think that's a pretty good backing track.
No. Sam doesn't actually do any production. I just sort of let him tag along. He's like,
I hear it every time.
Just a laugh track, you know?
Yeah,
like
the idea that he's ever pressed any buttons ever in his entire history is kind of...
Every time
It's
Harry
like a 90s
talks.
sitcom, you know?
Yeah. I assumed it was you. So.
No.
I don't know who it is. I thought it was Richard.
There's a culprit. They will be found and burned at the stake. GODSENT burning out extrasolt from the B bomb side. That molly on the coffins coming through, but it fades with a flash. OC will drop the bomb. Barton trades another flash. The pressure never let off, but finally dealt with by Dumao and Fang with 2 low players and a 1v2 to find. It's not out of the realms of possibility.
Mate, this is very doable. This is
needs to be patient here. Just needs to be patient. They've got to get the bomb down. You're in a 1v1. Just play around the bomb, and yeah, Fang's going to close this out. This is where you see, you know, a lot of young players, they get that first kill, they get a rush of blood to the head. Fang's playing this right, knows the guy's got the plan. He's just going to get him in the back here as well. It's beautiful. Textbook.
Oh, no, the timing.
Oh, no. Ultimate
Caster's
curse. It's been fun, guys. It was good to come back and do an event, but clearly I don't have it anymore. I'm out. Bye. It's been fun.
Oh man!
If you're not actively caster cursing every round that goes by, that's when you don't have it. So Richard, I think you're still in your prime. If anything, that's what this is just showing us.
I was gonna say this is where we need like a magic 8-ball, you know, where it's like,
oh yeah,
you know, are we happy that
that
Richard is back to Counter-Strike?
Does Richard? Yeah, we'll ask the magic 8-ball. Does Richard know anything that he's talking about? And, we'll go big or go home immediately.
We'll get working on that. Magic 8-ball idea, I like that. But that forces extrasolt on a save. That was a really dangerous round to lose. You were kind of hoping for Fang to win that 1v2, but...
I really thought he'd done him, man. Really thought
it looked like he had it. Like, you know, I very much agree with how, like, you know, didn't start bloodlusting after the first, plays it well, wasn't even getting looked at to begin with, and then... Of course, the moment the words come out of your mouth that, yeah, this is it, dead to rights. Oh, well, never mind. Just a little pistol round here, getting brushed aside. And Marky,
they know.
He's going to take one to the back of the dome.
Bye-bye.
Okay, not as pretty as I wanted, and Daka didn't even get the kill.
Look, back of the head hitboxes, Harry, they're hard. We know they're hard. You don't want to risk the one tap.
Are you hard, Hugo?
No, not right now. So step it up, Harry. 1 on 5 here for Extra Salt, and it's Eco, so it's probably going to be a clean bean for GODSENT, making some money as well. Always nice.
Make that bean gleam. Just JT left alive, and he is a long way away from the action. Look at him, all the way over here at B.
He's in the church praying. Appropriate under the stained glass window.
Been a good comeback though from GODSENT so far.
Yeah, no doubt.
Really stringing
and
some
this is
runs
where it can
together.
get really bad for CTs, as I was talking about with the economy being the way it is right now. I mean, I always feel you're at a disadvantage before the changes on CT because you need so much utility to truly lock down the bomb sites. AWP super effective. You have to invest in at least one. Some run a double AWP setup on CT sides. And now, you know, you can see immediately how their economy's been really hurt by this string of T rounds. T's can lose a round and still get off some pretty gnarly buys. So the things can get out of hand very quickly on CT Inferno.
Yeah, it's like rounds like these where you're kind of hoping for Extra Salt, get an entry, kind of fall back, play the 5 versus 4s, and kind of be a little bit lucky. Still a little bit dangerous with the full-blown executes that you kind of see from the T side with all the utility. But I like this from Extra Salt. It's a little bit more aggressive, as we talked about. Like we kind of see as well on the nade setups, they don't have full utility. There's no AWP as well to kind of hold off an angle. So we're kind of just looking for some nice crossfires, some nice reads. And for GODSENT, it's totally fine with playing it slow here. At the end of it, you kind of know as well or expect that Extra Salt will be a little bit lower on money. So you kind of want them to be wasting as much utility as possible. No flash though. Yeah, I was gonna say the fact that Taco gets one. Normally you do tend to see a flashbang there coming in from T's, but Taco decides to dry peek it instead. There were some trades, but now all of a sudden it's a 4 versus 3 situation. Really opened up the map here for GODSENT. And there is a bit of a gamble from Extra Salt as well. I like that, but as we see on the mini map, Bomb's weakness may up towards mid.
Yeah, Sonic looked like he was going, but he's got the molly for B, so he's hanging around. Martin making sure no one's aggressing on that A site, but there are 2 players here, so most of their eggs in the basket for now. Let's see if they'll get scrambled. OC aggresses, but the flash is good. And now up to JT, they're drawn in. JT knocks out 2, but it's not enough. Sonic can give this clutch a go at least. No kit though, not right now. Bomb at the back of the site, cover from Phelps. Sonic going right through this smoke. Nothing to fear but Phelps. And he'll close the round with 6 for GODSENT. It's been a nice recovery. That being said, the early stages of Nuke were competitive as well. And it definitely got out of control near the end. So.
I mean, Hugo, you always have to bring us right back down to earth, don't you? We can't just be excited for GODSENT for 5 minutes.
Well, I think the difference there was, you know, obviously they were playing into the, you know, they played on the easier side at the start and then they ran into OC's AWP in the second half.
Yeah.
This time they're on the side. I still think the T side is the slightly easier of the two just because of the economic changes. But OC's had his AWP. There's no excuses right now. GODSENT are doing a bit of a number on them both tactically and just in terms of hitting their shots and getting the utility off at the right time. So you got to give them all credit here.
Yeah, we talked about the risky money investments earlier. It's actually worked wonders. It's benefited them hugely as they won some of those risky rounds. So now they're just running away with cash, and it's been Extra Salt, as said, just on the back foot, buying up orbs, losing them, and now on another eco. That being said, they made this one interesting so far. Sonic has a gun. And he wants a little bit more.
He's going back in. Sonic, this is ballsy. There's the swing. Lots of damage. But only the one. The AK retrieved and cut down. That's a real shame. And the timing almost looked perfect for Sonic on that peak. Fang will rotate in with his Deagle. And the Deagles have already done an all right job of making this scary. Can it get any worse? Or do we see GODSENT just brave this round and get it over the line? With these guys remaining, Fang, good timing on the peak from Coffin. That's a freebie, no trade today. And while this is happening, he's buying time for this rotation all the way through middle for OC. Very, very far away. But Fang's delayed that plant for the time being. It finally comes in now. But look at what this has done. OC's up through Banana. He's retrieved an AWP. This poor player's dead to the AWP. And it's just Taco left back of the site. 1 versus 2. And Taco with it all to do. The peek out is doing damage. And the Deagle sends him out of the round. 7 on the board for extra salt. And the Deagles do deliver in that B-bomb site. Beautiful scenes.
GODSENT's terrified there. They get the 2 kills onto B, but they're expecting more, so they don't run in when they get those kills. And when that happens, obviously, we kind of see Fang with a great position getting the 2nd kill there on the bomb site. But yeah, that's very slow from GODSENT. I can't believe Extra Salt gets away with that.
For Flaren, I would love to hear your thoughts on, you know, we've seen a few of these rounds now from Fang where like he's in a position where not dying feels like the best play to make, right? And I think especially for lesser experienced players, you're always feeling that pressure, you know, to show what you got, you know, like to do the damage and be taking fights. But in these last few rounds, it's his decision of like what fights to take, when to just tuck in that feel like they've made a big difference. Has that impressed you so far out of someone who's only, you know, 18 and relatively unproven?
No, absolutely. I think anchor players in general tends to be pretty impressive. Like they have really hard spots, right? Like yeah, sure, they don't get a lot of action all the time, but when they do, it's all about trying to stay alive and right, and you know, buying some time for your teammates to come in and kind of come with the rotate. And the fact that Fang managed to even get a kill there and fall back, I think is really impressive. We kind of see him as well. He does seem to be like a smart player. We say the same thing about Sonic. He's not the one to just keep on repeaking, right? He gets the one and falls back. Definitely, I'd argue that for inexperienced players, they do like to go for the seconds, right?
Yeah.
Pro scene is definitely ready for it, though, so that's why you see... I think Shiro is one of the few players right now. I think he does just such a great job in getting a shot and falling back, taking a new spot. Barton with a nice little entry there, though, onto OC. That's the Opera gone again, to what Richard pointed out. That it's 2 double op setup from Extra Salt this round, too. Hasn't really been working out. We've only seen it twice.
Yeah, I thought OC might have expected Boiler there, because I think Barton accidentally gave a sound cue. He took a tick of damage off that Molotov, but I guess Marky and OC were both too far away to hear it, so thought they might have suspected him being there. Might just been a timing thing.
15 seconds again, the Na'Vi play for GODSENT. Them going slow has at least allowed Sonic to rotate back, so there are only 2 players here. I say only, no one's pushing. The Molly's down and GODSENT are respecting it, but they again get both kills right at the final second. Is the plant happening? I don't think so. And so it will be around for Extra Salt. I don't know what happened there.
What?
Where was the bomb?
Where is the bomb?
It was out the map. No.
It was in the site. It ran in.
I lost it there. They got double. They had time to plant.
Yeah, they had like 7 seconds. It was like more than enough. Could have planted 2 bombs in that time.
Oh, dear.
What an outrageous way to end up winning a half of Counter-Strike. Man alive.
Do any of us actually know what just happened?
No. I thought it was done, and then they double entry, and like, oh, it's suddenly doable. No, it's not.
Wow,
Once Marky went down, I thought that was round over, you know? It's crazy.
Wow. Okay, yeah, winning the half, a worst case.
Like we all expected, right?
And so that's absolutely fine, considering how many ecos we've seen in the CT side as well. All power for Phelps. And he's been good at getting these contact picks up mid with no utility, but they're ready for it this time. All nades out, smoke on the long side. Phelps has to go back to the Molotov, and into Marky he will move. Oh boy, backstab is there, and it's almost a double. Taco saved by Barton on the other side, but that's some good damage for Marky to start.
It comes off again a little bit sloppier from GODSENT early on. We see them in alt mid, but we're not really holding the balcony area. We just saw Barton, he gets the revenge frag, but still a lot of damage being done here. Taco, 7 HP left, forces GODSENT to kind of fall back into this banana area. But as we know, Sonic has been here with an op, so... And no more mollies left now in the hands of GODSENT, so you tend to just opt for A when that happens. You can molly out the B bomb site. Should be a fast one at that, so if they hit their timings right here at least, This could be a winnable rounds.
Oh, the mollies again getting saved for the last second push is so important for Extra Salt. It buys a few more seconds, even if OC falls to Barton. 15, they gotta go. Hello.
Deja vu, boys.
Godsent. There it is. Through the moto smoke.
Don't worry.
And Dumal's there, but look at the plant. Where is it? Finally getting punched in by Lato. Sonic can't stop it. Headshot missing. Nice try. JT covers him, but Sonic will fall nonetheless. And now JT 1v2 with it all to do. It's a bit of a mess. Good spray on the flashbang. No way he wins this round. He is not allowed.
How is he not dead?
No, he has no idea.
No, he killed him.
JT!
He's the planter.
JT, please, for the love of SA, come on, man. JT up into the site, but dead to Lato. It's all falling apart. What are we getting? What's happening on our screens? 7-8. And I cannot believe it right now. Oh, my, that's the end of the first half. We'll be back here with the second after a break.
All right, then. Godsent have made it competitive, but Extra Salt out on top. The salt, the sizzle on the steak, and will it be 2-0? We're about to find out as we get into the second half of Inferno.
Yeah, pretty dominant. Well, I was going to say dominant, but not really, but at least more consistent as we saw from Godsent here on that T side. I feel like they had some nice rounds. Some really tight ones at that as well, running down the clock. And this is some old school kind of pistol right here, down mid, and one in banana. Yeah, so now we kind of can expect at least an abs play or some sense, but Extra Salt took this very slowly as well, so...
It's a knife round strat, boys.
Meet mid.
Yeah, see you in mid.
Battle to the death comes out for Godsent.
Well,
almost.
Yeah, it does. It's
not
all
even close.
It's fine, right?
Yeah.
It happened, and you can't take it back now, so you're 8-8.
Man, everyone's thinking on the same wavelength right now. And as soon as they spot that bench player, you see immediately Extra Salt just flash high on mid and realize, oh God, there's 4 players here. Godsent with a pistol. Man, they've been loving pistols in this series. That's something you got to give them at least, right?
I can't remember
3 out of 4.
Yeah.
Is it 3 out of 4? Did they win both?
3 out of 4. No, they won both on Nuke. They converted one of them. They lost it on this map to start. But that's their CT pistol. Let's see if they can convert, because we do have the 4s.
Yeah, at least this time around, we don't have a plant from Extra Salt. So we'll just detect knives and pistols. They do have armor, though, and a bunch of nades. Rounds like these could be very dangerous if they manage to catch the CTs in like a weird rotate kind of angle, but they are falling back a little bit more, so... should at least be a somewhat decent hold, but we'll see how good these flashbangs are, and if Godsent manages to kind of hold this bomb site. But here we go.
Oh, yeah, the Tech 9's looking good, kind of, right? Wrestling back and forth for control of the A-bomb site. They get it planted. Taco's still down in the pit. And still trying to cause some problems. Does have utility that you can throw in, and that's going to make you feel very claustrophobic now. Trapped in a corner. Nice, easy retake there out of Godsent. They don't break a sweat, you know, like they're getting attacked by an awful lot of firepower in those Tech 9s. Close range, flashes going in, smoke push as well to get you right up in their face. And it feels like a very, very calm sight hold into a very, very calm retake. Taco as well, down in the pit. It might not have like put any numbers up per se, but just him still being alive and still being able to offer something up in that retake makes a world of difference. It meant that Extra Salt couldn't actually go anywhere.
He wins that round single-handedly by holding on to the molly there because, you know, a lot of players, like they're going to get a plant, like we have to deny that. And you throw the molly in while there's smokes on the site. You don't get the value out of it. It's extinguished. Instead, he was like, look, the boys are coming. They're going to get the plant. Can't stop that. But as soon as I put the molly down, they're all going to come scurrying out like cockroaches from under your fridge. And then down comes the hammer and they win the round. Perfect stuff.
Is that how you deal with them, Richard, when the fridge is a bit more moldy?
I used to live in Vegas. I had a scorpion problem, mate.
Oh, did you hammer that?
Just bounced right off, mate. And also, I was a bit scared.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, 'cause these ones were gnarly. One time when Sam come over, one got him on the toe.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's pretty rad, man. That's pretty cool. Are they poisonous or were they just like?
Yeah, they're the most venomous ones in America, but they still, you know, it's like a hornet sting or whatever.
Yeah. So how do you know they weren't put there tactically to?
What, by like one of my many esports fans?
Yeah. Someone sent you like an envelope full of scorpions.
I think my haters would be a bit more blatant, honestly.
No, yeah, just like a big box of anthrax or something like that. Just really do the dirty. Oh,
Don't
Sonic,
give them any ideas.
Yeah,
Harry.
right. That's a dangerous one, right? Sonic getting out. Oh, now going back in.
No way.
The 2-time down through banana over towards the A side around the world.
You of course meant the 80s metal band.
Yeah.
So
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure Harry got that
That's
reference.
definitely what I meant. I love the 80s. I was real big in the 80s.
Oh, dear. This sucks for Barton because you don't want to rotate and make the mistake the Taco just did. Like, he got faked out by those footsteps. And so Sonic, yeah, he gets the free plant. Barton, you know, he could rotate, but nothing worse than rotating here. And then you get double faked and Sonic plants B. So at least he has the kit. That's something. Kit, lots of grenades. Sonic is in the pit. The molly could be a problem, but, you know, it has to be pretty perfect to cause any issue for Sonic. Open plant. Not much time for Barton. He's walking right now. And Sonic has such a long line of sight on long when he does get that info. Oh, there it is. Beautiful round from Sonic. 4 in it. What a shutdown. The 1v2 as well inside of B and A, I guess. And that's Extra Assault biting back in with a 9th. That's not the round they should have been winning.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. This is super smart play by Sonic. Obviously gets away with the bomb, and for GODSENT, they think that he's just about to run over to A, so it makes sense for what Taco's doing there also, and leaves him in a one-on-one. And by the time that Barton obviously just stays over at B, you have no idea where this guy is at that point. Just a lot of advantages from Sonic. And it's another buy here from GODSENT though. SMGs and Deagles. There's an M4 on Taco, but it's a weird buy at that. Richard pointed out, and I tend to do it as well, but very heavy on the utility on this CT side Inferno. It's really what you're trying to strive for first and foremost. Rounds like these, you tend to win on gambles or just really nice, crispy headshots.
Oh, they're going fast, no waiting around. Taco, double dink by the running Mac-10. He barely saw Marky. And now everyone's smoked out. This is a mess. They may get a refrag onto Marky, but a 4-on-4 retake, yeah, with no kit.
They got to. They got to.
Ooh.
Got to say, you know, people hate it when anyone does this, right? And Taco has to do better there. You know, like he's got the M4. He's in the position. He's got to come up with at least 2 kills there, I think. Then maybe the round's salvageable.
Yeah, they're still looking in as well. All they're doing is digging their economical hole deeper, rather. Getting the enamel stripped from their teeth.
And this is what we were a little bit worried about. We know that Extra Assault's playbook is a little bit more deeper, so rounds like these for GODSENT, sure, they save 2 Deagles and an SMG, so they get a chance to do one more time. It's unfortunate, but at the same time, it's a little bit risky, as I said.
It's barely a save at all, that, is it, really? I mean, it's like asking for a doggy bag to take the bone home, you know, for your pet dog or whatever, like, from a restaurant.
Yeah, it's like weird, because, like, you know, back in our day when the economy used to be a little bit better, you find yourselves nowadays in, like, spots where, like, well, yeah, we can just full buy and we can buy in 2 rounds, or we have a save and it's going to be, like, another crappy round. So we do see that more and more, like, teams trying to figure it out. But it's rounds like this when it happens, when you're like, man, sure, we can take a gamble, but, you know, ideally we just want to have another shot at this. Don't get me wrong, it's still very much a winnable round, but when you have Taco and Faust both on USPs and not even Deagles for P250s,
yeah,
really asking for a lot for these other 3 members.
Yeah, I don't want to ruin the illusion that this round is winnable, but it's not looking like it, right? With so much A control lost and just these save guns to try and have a bit of a say, but you're at such a big disadvantage that, like, even if these were rifles, you'd be looking at saving here. So I doubt we really see them make a move. Extra Assault finding momentum now, right? Up onto 11. You remember this game was like very, very back and forth. And Extra Assault wouldn't have even won out the half if it wasn't for that That one round that we don't talk about, we don't think about, we don't address.
The Voldemort of Counter-Strike rounds.
The Voldemort round, right? We all remember it. And, you know, it was looking like GODSENT could give them a run for their money. But now, right, being in this kind of rough spot on the CT side, I feel like CT Inferno, and Richard, you've been saying this a lot, it is so punishing, like even more so than any other map in the pool right now, I think.
I think so. I really do. And, you know, I was saying this in the previous, you know, economic setup before it became even kind of more favorable to the Ts. You know, you have to sympathize with the CTs. I think the one kind of like ray of light you've got when you're saving Deagles is that at least Deagles are busted. But I still think very good T sides just play around that and don't give you the fights at the distance where the gun is going to be conducive. So you have to rely on world-beating headshots. And look, here they are. We've just had a sort of a force buy into a save off a force buy, and there's still a FAMAS being deployed. It's like 2 FAMAS.
Yeah, 2 of them. Yeah, no AWP either.
Not a kit either, right?
Yep.
So, you know, if that bomb goes down, suddenly you're just eyeing up another save, and then you're just stuck in this cycle that seems destined to repeat itself. So you really need this rifle round right now to have you hit the ground running and suddenly start to build upon this and build upon this opportunity. Taco up close, playing an interesting spot. I haven't seen anyone take it like that, but there he is with a double. Barton keeps it in the advantage of GODSENT, and yeah, if they don't let that bomb go down, if they don't let them into the A site, then this is fine. It was never a problem.
Oh, over the top of the boxes for Phelps as well. Yeah, Taco had to frag there, right? He had to hold it down. They keep exploiting him. They keep coming out of bulk, and he at least doubles up there. So finally a hold on the A site. GODSENT, the lack of kit isn't a worry. And yeah, we see players like drop off that ledge of the balcony, play on the backside of the fence, but not in that position, not often. And so that's probably the last place that they're expecting to see a player. They still have the money to fall back on, though. 2 MAC-10s in that round, now rifling up on everyone. And still no T-side AWP. But if OC didn't get it on Nuke, I doubt to see it on Inferno. Many
very
players,
difficult map.
Yeah, even the best AWPers don't really run it on T-side here.
A lot of utility being thrown here, though, for extra salt. Playing it patiently.
Yeah, it's the classic Lord of the Rings battle for banana every round, isn't it? When everyone chucks down fire and grenades to try and get that early control, and that's an essential component of it. That's why the CTs have to have that utility. And I mean, you see how little utility they've got left. That one flash doing some damage though, and that's a smart play. Get that pick, get in, get out.
Yeah, I always love those like late retake setups at Banana, right? I think they're so good for exactly what we saw just there. You dart in, you get out with the advantage and information as well. Like it's a potential big reward on the back of late flashing in. And now for extra salt, like, you know, it looked like they wanted to just hit this B site. Well, now that plan's kind of hanging in the balance a little bit here. They're unsure if they want to commit to this. They're now a man down. They know that GODSENT got the information that there were players over here towards Banana. So they're a little bit dubious about this B play. They throw the cross smoke to get them into CT. But Dumao, learning from his mistakes, right? The last time this happened, extra salt got into CT and wrapped the B bomb site. This time, he's good for the double on the 2 players that try to do it. Phelps still here. Along with Lato, that was now the only man remaining with 10 seconds left. Even a kill would make a world of difference. The bomb is in CT, by the way, and no one went to go get it. No one went to retrieve it. It's another round lost to time.
Yeah, well, at least both teams have done it now, right? It's a fair fight. But I actually really like that execute for extra salt, right? They throw in the deep smoke. They also throw in what I call the wall smoke, right, on first oranges. They're just anyone anchoring the bomb site, anyone playing anywhere inside of the site is useless. But Dumao, in all of that madness, is on top of second orange. So he's in the perfect spot to deal with that deep CT take. And yeah, it's a nice play usually, but the one counter to it is that. And GODSENT, a perfect round for them to find 2 in a row, starting to make some money as well. Maybe we'll have the AWP soon
as well. I mean, this is where you see the value of like one smoke grenade there, because if they were able to smoke off cross, even if Dumao's boosted up on the oranges, they get to just sort of disappear into the smoke and wrap around through construction, and probably, you know, maybe with the spam they lose one guy, or maybe they don't lose either of them and he just does damage. So yeah, yeah, like you say, the perfect counter for the lack of that smoke. And Extra Salt now having to kind of think about what they do next as the game gets tied up.
Yeah, Dumal stalled his buy. He had 54-50, so he could have got Kev Orb, but he's gone against it. He's gone for the util. Often is what's going to control your investments on this CT side, right? Like seeing Famas'
I
rifle
think the AUG
rounds.
is a nightmare on this site still. I know the gun got nerfed, but I think picking up an AUG on Inferno especially, if you're going to play around that coffins area, you see it time and time again, that gun can be as much of a terror as the AUG from that position. So I think the utility in the AUG is definitely the right call.
Yeah, it's dirty. I was actually thinking about this when Harry mentioned the Tech 9 earlier. Like, you know, it's been a while, but I think we're finally in a place in CS where we don't have any unbalanced guns. I know some people will question that, talk about the Deagle and stuff, but you know, we've been tarnished with OP AUGs, OP Kriegs, broken pistols, everything. I think we're finally in a place where that's no longer a problem.
I even think the fact that people are looking at the Deagle is like, that's the most OP gun right now, and it's like, I get where it's from, but the Deagle has remained largely unchanged, right, aside from like a few pricing differences here and there, for years now. And so, you know, the fact that that's the one that everyone's homing in on, like, yeah, this gun, this would be the one I would change, I think just shows how much better everything is.
Yeah.
But just you wait till people find out how good the M249 and Negev are, then it's over for you.
I'm loving this strat. Look at this double up in the pit.
I love it. Barton.
Yeah.
Oh, the bait and switch. And it's worked to perfection. Barton with the lockdown. So much damage. Almost takes them all to the grave with him. He's done enough damage to set GODSENT up.
Brilliant setup that is, to drop that out of nowhere. We double up in the pit, we hide one guy, you think it's safe. Hey guys, I killed him. Come down from the balcony, join me. The water's lovely. Wrong. And they're all dead.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
it helps. It helps that we've been just seeing abs drop after abs drop after abs drop.
And Taco has always been the guy that you've met on the way, right? And he was the dude who swings out. He's like, look, I'm Taco, I'm down in the pit, I'm just swinging wide and giving kills away. But really, it was all tactical that time around. That's beautiful.
Taco-tical.
That kind of works.
Yeah, maybe.
It's, you know, bit of work on the branding still, but...
Do anything for Twitter.
Can't all be gold.
And most of it isn't, actually, but eventually. Say enough words, and some of them will be all right.
Talk about different buys here. We kind of see the Extra Salt buy for Deagles and Armors. Some nades, they have a good understanding for GODSENT's economy. They know that they're low. One round and it kind of sets them back into save mode still. So could be seeing a bit of an explosive round here towards that B bomb site. There's two smokes and two flashbangs. No mollies though, so still a very hard bomb site to kind of go into.
Yeah, they have to be able to move Dumal here. I think he's in for a few. Plus, yeah, just haven't... You got a choice. Do you want to burn your toes? No, you don't. And all of this is just stalling out the inevitable.
Yeah, great little molly from Dumayo as well. It seems like a little small thing, but him doing that just forces Extra Salt to keep kind of wait. And the setup is there for sure. No payoff at all. It's really only Fang here. Could be getting a kill onto Barton, but it's not going to happen. And this, we're talking about potential of a third map. Don't want to be doing Caster Curse, but this is how you get it done. GODSENT with 5 alive.
He said the dreaded words.
I know, but they need the economy in their, you know, in their pocket. They can't just be affording, you know, with a one round loss and then force a double save.
I hear you trying to save it now by like making it, you know, no, I'm just saying objectively, this is the, no, it's too late, man. The words left your mouth. Let's see, right? Extra Salt, not what they wanted. And I like that setup in the B site, right? Even throwing like the, you know, if you're going to drop Molly, you want to have a dependable friend nearby. And that's exactly what happens. Down in the pit, you got that little crossfire setup. They try and push as the Molly goes in. Yeah. And they just get churned up.
Lato was also in the pool, right? But he was looking behind him. He was looking at the wall. He knew the flash was coming. Like you can get smoked walk there, but he has full faith that they're going to flash it, and he was dead on. They flash, he turns, he gets a double. So yeah, nice hold. GODSENT knew and certainly know what's happening. They've had some great reads from the double pit to the B hold there against the pistols. But this is it. This is the do or die right now. You lose this round with no plan if you're Extra Salt, and you're done. So they need something here. They need a plant at worst case scenario. Lato, he's trapped, and he's not waiting for a flash, but maybe he should have. JT domes him, and there's the flash, but inconsequential, as no one can play off of it. Dumal at the back of B calling for Phelps, And they know where he's playing. They've seen him in coffins. Will this be the coffin nade stack to get him out of position? He's back in the left corner, so he should live here, but it's going to be some free damage anyway. Not much. Dumau with the org smoked off. And they're going to have to play for retake, a man down. Phelps wants to change the tide, and so he gets flashed through to drop the bomb. Dumau joins him in the site, but not for long. And they're just cycling through these smokes right now. It finally falls in the favor of Extra Salt, and Barton's too far away, really.
Man, what a bit of a brawly round. Like, GODSENT has 4 members there just flashing in, trying to help out. Extra Salt taking this very patiently.
Yeah, so patient that they only now start to plant the bomb. Now, this is at least giving Barton some time to rotate in, and there's a bit of a gap in this smoke. I don't know how much you can see from it. Waiting for that to fade and looking for a way back into this round. Doesn't want to give 12 over to Extra Salt, but he might not have a choice in the matter. On this rotation through the ruins, both players for Extra Salt just tucked in, playing this crossfire, playing it safe. And the fact that they're not giving the kill over, that's really the worst situation for GODSENT. You wanted them to be taking these fights. You wanted them to be giving you something. And there's the swing! Oh! Barton with the turn! This man, a Beyblade, let loose in the B-bomb site. 14 up on the board for GODSENT, and Barton was never even worried.
That's already likely to be the clutch of the whole RMR. And I hope I've cast a curse that. But it's just brilliant. He used the smoke to see if he could get a one-way, isolate the guy on the back of the site. He didn't show. He creeps through construction, no sound cues, has complete awareness and understanding of the time he's got. And he's just confident that they're going to be playing default passive positions. Absolute confidence in his ability to read the game. That swing to get the second kill with the recoil control, man alive, absolute perfection. And you got to say, whichever way this goes, Barton's had a fantastic game.
Absolutely. Yeah. That bomb plant as well gives it all away to him. It's a safe plant behind the fountain. It's not for Banana, and so he knows they have to be entrenched.
The only other place was CT, and that's where he came from,
exactly.
right?
So he had that gap as well, so he never saw anyone cross out of the site. He never saw anyone go to Banana. Obviously, the timing could have been there, but what a perfect read. And not just the read, but hitting the spray control as well. Credit to Barton, 26 kills deep, just trying to get us to a third map.
Yeah, I mean, I do think, like, when you look at this team, for me, the exciting players were the ones that were, you know, like coming over from that, like, yeah, and Luminosity, like, past, right? The two guys being Dumau and Barton in that instance. I think, you know, you look at someone like Phelps, yeah, Boom had some great results when he was in it with them. But the two players that have always been good at, like, stepping up in these crunch time moments is that combo of Barton and Dumau. And I think for Dumau, it's even more exciting because for this guy, less experienced than a lot of his peers on this team, it feels like we're still trying to figure out, like, how good is this guy? What can he do?
Well, this is it. This is set up for GODSENT to close now. Obviously, that bomb plant allows a rebuy here for Extra Salt. That was, as we said, a necessity, but are they going to be able to do anything with it? A few smokes, a single or two flashbangs. So they're going to have to hit the heads, but GODSENT waiting behind the smoke.
On Extra Salt's side, we're going to say we might be seeing just them opting to just fall back here, see if they get a fight in mid, and they don't. So walking up, always the best decision, I feel like, to go A here. You know, smoke off spawn or library, kind of try and wrap. Don't need as many mollies for this A bomb site. As Sonic gets the first one onto Barton. It's the man of the map so far as well, but not expecting Taco. He has been situated in the pit area a lot. But this is a bit of a gamble from GODSENT. We saw one guy, can't remember who it was, might have been Phelps in CT spawn area from being tagged. But they only had the 2 members on the A bomb site, so good call at this. No point. And this is a fault I'd argued from GODSENT that we kind of have seen so far this game, is that they haven't been really good on calling the save rounds. So love to see this from GODSENT. It's a quick one at that. Keep the economy at check. We have more rounds to play for. We're still in the lead.
Yeah, it feels like a comm issue there as well, right? Like you said, the CT player, I think it was Phelps, like he lets them past. He's playing Arch, but Barton is looking into default as they wrap long. Like, that was not a surprise. The info was there. GODSENT knew they were getting wrapped, but Barton's not even looking. Like, you got to wonder where the communication is and whether that was clear, because Taco was tucked to the back of A as well. He couldn't do anything from that spot. So yeah, you lose a couple of players in the wrong place. You get smoked off on the arch side, and next thing you know, Extra Salt is still here with the 12th round, and now have even more money to work with, right? So those Molotovs that were lacking, they're here. Full nades on almost everyone. Latto nading himself in spawn, probably trying to throw it out to buy a flash, but no, he doesn't even buy a flash. He just nades himself in spawn. Cool, reasonable. Happens to the best of us.
That's what
seen that.
experience buys you.
I've seen like a team knife before, you know, you've seen like unfortunate stuff there. I haven't seen the self-nade
damage.
That's dead on. That's not
damage.
Reported
that's
for
not I right
griefing.
click. Yeah.
You're gonna get kicked if that's an MM server. Watch out. Oh my. Well, fast out apps again.
Yeah, back to abusing Taco here. We'll see. He got the 2-kill last time. It's smoked off this time around. They're actually hitting the bomb site. Barton again with nice 2-kill. This guy's popping off. I say that. 2v2 now. Phelps is here. GODSENT is doing a really good job on the rotates here this map, I'd argue. And it's leading Sonic again in a 1-on-2.
Yeah, I don't know if he has the read on that, or does he? If he sees the other guy, he's going to know.
Yeah, this is threading a needle right now. You know, he knows he's hit A timing. He just doesn't know where both players are, and that is the problem. Going back into mid leaves him in the prying eyes of Dumao, and just like that, GODSENT, they're up onto 15. They're at map point trying to take us to a third.
You want to know what the turning point was? In my opinion, I don't know if you guys agree. I think it was when they did that double up pit strat. And the reason I say that was Extra Salt were at their most comfortable when they were running the T strats, where they could isolate Taco, take him out of the equation early, and take the bomb site, right? It felt like they were definitely bullying him. And then after that adjustment, it kind of looked like it got in their heads. And I don't think they've had a clean apps drop or bulk drop since then.
No, I mean, even the fact that it felt like it's forced a lot more of these B plays out of Extra Salt. Like, the B side hasn't been very kind to them, really. Once again, there was an adaptation there, right? The one thing that was catching GODSENT off guard was that CT wrap with the wall smoke getting thrown in.
Bye-bye.
Nade stack on Coffin means Latto is dead, and whether it's his own nades, enemy nades, everything's doing a lot of damage. Dumao holding the line, good for a double, and he's kept them in this round, right? He's given a 3-on-3 over. With Phelps watching for this exact play over the top of the smoke, could reclaim lost ground and set up GODSENT for the retake.
Just safe.
They're still floating around here.
Look at the flank as well from Marky.
Yeah. That kill might send him into Marky to save as well. They might be going back into the death from the flank. They have
too late now. They're cut off. Yeah, they're locked in.
Bye-bye.
It's Rorschach. You're locked in here with him. It's all over.
No escaping for Taco. Marky with the closer. And yeah, that's a lovely little wrap round for Marky. Even
we're talking about overtime potential. This is best case for Extra Salt.
You just let that one go. You know, you're at match point. You would have saved 3 guns. You would have took a gun off Marky. I don't know why. I don't know why you go for it here. That's like strange to me.
Yeah, and as we know as well, there's not going to be a lot of money loss bonus here, and GODSENT's money is really not good. So full save here, not going to have a full buy for next one either.
Yeah.
So as I mentioned, you know, if people are, you know, the betting kind, this is where you bet for potential overtime.
See, I reckon, like, you know, if you're GODSENT there, maybe the reason you give that a go is so that you're not, like, saving with 3, buying up around it, and then, you know, potentially getting your economy broken heading into round 30 if it goes
It's already broken.
Yeah. Oh, no, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to big this up as, like, yeah, look at this. You got all these USPs and a bit of extra money to roll around on.
The key decider for me was one of the guns was an AWP, and I feel it. You know, you're at a disadvantage in a 3v3 retaking with that unless, you know, you're going to be able to get some clean duels or clean engagements, long lines of sight. That wasn't an option there. I think you bail out, you save the AWP for the next round. And AWP's like 2 guns, you know, on this map, I think, for the CTs. So,
yeah, I mean, let's just pay attention to this round. So they did another app play, and obviously it hasn't been very successful, but they did it here knowing that they're on a save. So for Extra Salt for next round here, it's going to be very interesting to see what GODSENT decides to do, because there's 2 options for Extra Salt. Another apps play, right? Or we just fake that into going to B. And as we know, obviously, we kind of see the game unfold. The banana area has been more successful for Extra Salt. So just looking at past results and stuff like that, just taking gamble in some regards. I do believe that we will probably be seeing another B hit here for Extra Salt's last 30th round. We might see a fake into A first, but just based off of the way that Extra Salt has kind of been leading into these rounds, seems to be a very natural kind of last round of the map here.
I don't even know why GODSENT saved 3 USPs with nothing. They had 1 smoke, that was it. They had nothing. They saved 3 USPs in B. Like, you're not going to be giving money over at that point. You may as well go for guns.
When I kind of questioned, like, oh, maybe they just didn't want a full eco, or like, not full eco, but like force buy into round 30. I completely forgot that their loss bonus was not built up as a result of like streaking them rounds together. So yeah, this is a pretty gnarly buy to try and take round 30 overtime on the cards. Extra Salt, 5 kills between them, and locking in a couple more bonus rounds to keep this second map going.
This is when Marquis, if he goes big here and he gets these 2 kills, it is over. Like, we are going to OT. Marquis really good in apartments, but I don't know if he's going to have the read on bottom. No, he doesn't. Ooh. So that's a huge kill within the context of this round.
But look, though, remember what I said, right? That looked like that was going to be the app's fake. You have Sonic as well in alt mid, so that was going to be, we're going to flash one guy out, we're going to hit the banana bomb site. So yeah, to your point here, Richard, this is a great little round here from Barton and also GODSENT. It kind of forces Extra Salt to back up and not go through with this initial plan that they had.
Yeah, putting Barton in the playmaker position as well is nice, right? Like, coming down to apps, it's often been Taco dealing with the brunt of the first fight. But Barton doesn't wait around, and now Extra Salt is scared of taking apps. They know that the top player in the server lies within that, or could lie within that position. He's back in pit. Phelps giving up long again, playing safe. Is he going to be able to hold anything from this position? Oh, the spray as the smoke blooms, and he gets out alive. 5 on 3 unpunished. They might be taking us to a third map. Vertigo looming on the horizon unless we have a hero. OC's found Barton, and Jay-Z clears the bomb site. The pit's gone as well, and there's no one left standing for GODSENT. Blink, can you miss it? A 5 on 3 into a retake with no kit. How has it fallen apart?
This is unreal. This is going to be one of those moments you are left kicking yourself over if you're GODSENT. This was your chance to lock in a third map. Now it's left in this retake, a man down, time running out as well, and has been ticking for a good while now. And this is where the lack of money really starts to play into things. There's no kit here. There's no time. Dumao's all alone in a 1v3, and with so many angles left to check, Dumao, it might just be a question of when, not so much if. Does he falter in the 1-on-3? The crossfires reign supreme, and Extra Salt take 15.
Yeah, Extra Salt, extra time, and you have to, I like to look at the pivotal moments in this. I really thought GODSENT were going to shut this out, and I just think their desire to sort of try and capitalize on the momentum with that retake, it's going to prove very costly, and they need to mentally reset here, but you just wonder if there's going to be a hangover. This one should have been in the books.
At least they have been pretty good on the CT side, and now money reset also. They opt for no AWP on that CT side, but OC, I'm not sure how often we've seen the AWP on that T side, but he misses the shot though, and again, we haven't seen this all series, honestly, with a bunch of banana fights, but what a good start of this first overtime. Dumao gets a third as well, so it's a 5-on-2 situation now.
Oh, there was a double boiler setup.
Yeah, this is weird. This isn't the first round of OT you wanted. Marky.
Bye-bye.
All right.
He's criminal.
All right, lad, look at him.
Through that walking away.
Yeah. Out of there, man. Out of there. Look at it. They don't even know that they've been robbed. Right under their noses. Daylight robbery.
I used to live in Middlesbrough, so.
Much moonwalking going on there.
Tell me all about it, yeah. So, Marquis doing some great work to even get the bomb.
Oh, that was scary. Taco almost got shot mid-air. Marquis holding the B push. This can't afford to come too early, but he has just turned around as the push comes in. Phelps with a backstab, and bye-bye to the bomb yet again. Sonic's got to grab it, and he's got to kill, but a 1v1 at B available right now. He knows it. He's trying to take that chance. Dumao with a Molotov to stall it if he wants, but he's on top of the sandbag here for the gunfight. If he loses it's a game over, but Sonic's not ready. And 16 found for GODSENT. It's always the way. The team that gives up OT always finds that first.
Yeah.
Money certainly helps in that, right? The banana take coming in early, lots of deep nades, and the bomb dropped, you know, at the start of the round.
I feel like a lot of that comes down to just pressure being taken off, right? Because as we saw, right, GODSENT could have pushed banana, you know, in regular time as well, but we kind of don't see them do that. But now when, you know, the pressure is off, okay, the first round back in overtime, even losing this one on a throw, for example, it's not the end of the world. But then winning that, sure, we'll keep on seeing the GODSENT continue on with this aggression, as we see them now as well. Who is it? It's Dumao down banana again.
Well, the first round at OT, CT on Inferno, that's the good one, because that's the one time you're guaranteed to be able to buy everything you want. So, yeah, it's definitely a round you should convert. And GODSENT have been able to do that.
Through the smoke, JT Molly, Dumao, and Logs, and as he tries to run away, he gets spammed. Now, the AWP did find Sonic in the meantime in mid, so it's still equal. 4-4, minute on the clock. Back to B by the looks of things with some A fake thrown in. And that's actually drawn a third rotate. Now you've got the AWP here, Phelps, able to put up another kill, and the bomb's spotted as he drops his smoke. That will force him to bail. Back to A and back to the stack. The GODSENT haven't wavered from. Lato's still here on the long side, and it's more clear than ever where this push is ending up.
Yeah, Taco down here in pit. He's been a bit of a hit and miss entity in towards this A-bomb site, and this round he falters almost immediately. Barton still alive down in the pit and was unaccounted for, but Marquis dropped on his head, and that kill right there, that kill has made all the difference. Getting Barton out from behind enemy lines and leaving it in a 2-on-3. The bomb ticking away from GODSENT. They're going to give it a go, right? They're fine with the money. Things are looking good in that sense, but with crossfires already set up, with this post plant already solidified, Phelps is just left to run for the hills. Extra Salt get up onto 16. And once again, they turn it around from a bit of a dicey beginning, right? Getting locked out of banana in the mid-round as well, losing a player there and having to go for a last-ditch attempt into a stacked A-bomb site, and they get out of it with 3 surviving. So that's great from them. That shouldn't have been how that round played out.
Yeah, Marky the hero, man, just flying in from the pit, gets all the kills they need, and a necessary AWP saved, as said, given the money situation. It's not pretty. Round 3, and GODSENT are, you know, looking through their pockets, trying to find any chump change.
Yeah, going through the couch as well at the same time. So Valve rules, so 10K. And despite the fact that it's just a round 3 now, we did see a drop actually, so it's another healthy buy here from GODSENT. And OC not opting for the AWP again, so it's just only Phelps. Oh no, Dumao is going for the same play. He gets one though, but Sonic trades him. It's a lot of damage being done there early. But Sonic goes down as well. Ooh. Oh my god, the Kobe. Makes it a 4-on-3, and I'm loving this kind of change in pace from GODSENT. We didn't see it in regular time at all, but all 3 rounds here, GODSENT has been fighting for banana. And a quick rotate at that as well. And Extra Salt is going to be a little bit too late here. There's still a lot of time left on the round though, so still time enough to kind of fall back.
Oh, Barton falls off apps, and that's info. They hear him drop to the pit. But he's climbing back up. Ooh, bit of a ruse here. Trying to play behind the smoke, but it's not doing him any favors, and at this point it's clear as day. 50 seconds, the execute coming in. Taco back at the site, Barton gone, Taco with 1, and they need to flush him out, and they need to do it quick before this B player comes in. Now the motor smoke fading, and Lato with another kill. OC finally drops Taco, but he can't convert the kill onto Lato, and so it's going to be 17 for GODSENT, winning the half out on the CT side. Yeah, a very different GODSENT to what we saw in regulation. A lot more confident, a lot more aggression, a lot more map control taken, and that's going to pay them dividends as they sit 1 up. We don't wait though, we go right back in to their T side.
Well, I think we've seen the ridiculous and the sublime, right? I mean, it's like they've done some really cool things tactically, but also done some really boneheaded things tactically. And it's like they need to sort of find that, you know, consistency. Be interesting to see if they can close out on the T side. I think they've done their best work on the CTs, honestly.
I was going to just mention as well, one of the changes we saw GODSENT do a lot more, we talk about Taco being abused in apps. We actually saw the swap in Barton going more in pit than that apps area, and Taco playing more on the site. So that's also a change that we kind of saw throughout that series. Taco still holding apps, obviously, from the site area, but more so like he was getting abused in that spot. So
yeah,
exactly. Another small little change, but definitely has worked out for him.
Look at this like changing of the guard at the B bomb site, right? Very, very risky. I'm imagining it's because these players that have just rotated in still have Molotovs to try and slow down this push into the B bomb site. And the fact that you've already seen a bunch of mollies land at Banana, and now you're seeing even more, well, that could serve to be misinformation for GODSENT to go off of here, right? They've now seen 3 Molotovs come flying in, and suddenly they're thinking, well, this B site's looking stacked, so maybe they try to look elsewhere.
Yeah, they do opt to fall back. And as I mentioned, just a molly on Taco. So falling back here as well. There's a bunch of other nades at least. So I missed it. Barton also has a Molotov.
Time could be the problem. 20 seconds. Think about how many of these rounds ended with, you know, the time going the way of Extra Salt, and they're going to do it again. They're disengaging. They're not giving the kills away.
Oh,
Marky taking some real estate, and 15 on the clock. They've got to go. Marky's just lobbing out flashbangers, keeping them blind, high and dry as JT mops them up, and there's just not a hope in hell for GODSENT. Not with Marky and Apps. Phelps with the kill. It won't change squat. Even with the second, it's a round found for Extra Salt. And man, they're so good at when they realize that GODSENT are about to commit and there's just not time. If Extra Salt don't give them the picks, there's nothing GODSENT can do.
It feels obvious. Hero there, Marky. Big play to do this, right? Drops this molly. And then just charges through his own Molotov to blindside Taco. Once he gets into the apartments, you're dead on, Hugo. He's just throwing those flashes out, knowing that with 10 seconds, GODSENT don't have the time to wait for flashes. You know, if they're blind, they're still holding W. They're still trying to get into that site because they need the bomb plant. And it makes it very, very easy for his teammates in the site to convert that round. Now this game's even more exciting again. 17-17, and we're all tied up.
Oh. Utility beating.
Yeah, not how you want to start, is it?
Kind of how
Not up against
Navi,
this scoreline, man. That's rough.
Kind of how Navi style got out of play. Like people started figuring out that let's just use the nades and save them for late game. Where this kind of where I was just gonna say, I kind of like this throwing in a fast round. Kind of keep the CTs guessing, and they get the bomb side 4-on-3 situation now.
Toasty.
Oh, the nade, it almost did it.
Look at how low almost everyone is. Barton, you know, the guy that we've spoke about so much, is the only guy with HP here. He might have to be a hero. You never know how these fights are going to go. And with that fight getting won out by Phelps, that's at least alleviated a lot of pressure from this Banana side. Right now, you're only looking at CT and Ruins. Only got 2 angles to worry about. And so for Extra Salt, they decide it's not even worth it. If only they knew how low these players were. Would that make it better, or would that make it hurt more, actually, now that I think about it? I don't know.
I think it's one of those like false promises a little bit of like, oh, they're so low, we should be going for it. But at the same time, as we saw as well on the GODSENT side, on the CT, like money is starting to get lower, right? So trying to save the 2 weapons, playing it a little bit safer. We have 1 more round to play for sure. It's another overtime if you end up winning it. But a little bit more, I guess, safe kind of choice that they make here.
Yeah, it's a shame, really. You know, the whole complexion of the round changes if there's just a slightly different timing on Marky's rotation coming up Banana, but you know they're expecting him to do something like that, right? So you have to kind of do it at an, you know, kind of play it to perfection with the time, and he wasn't able to, and that kind of ends the round, right? That's a shame, but still, we could go to another OT after this.
Yeah, no double orb this time. Money in the way of that. OC's got his on B. They're triple setup. They seem convinced. And with a double app side on the other side of things, they're gambling, right? For all they know, GODSENT could walk up long and take CT spawn. Luckily for them, this B site is looking like the object of their desires. A flash in, and OC now owns this angle. More mollies coming down are going to cause problems for the Logs players, but they trade utility. Oh, quite the burning. Still standing though, and a grenade puts Sonic on 10. You might even see OC give him the AWP. I mean, you can't in this position, right? They got to keep guns out, but Sonic very low and known to don that sniper from time to time. it would allow OC to at least play for a retake and a rifle and be far more proactive. So that is the swap. And now GODSENT pull the brakes for a moment. We know they like the last second late round executes, but we can't afford to see that be their undoing right at the end of overtime.
Yeah, looking to be like a bit of a mid-fake here. I wonder if GODSENT wants to move their way towards back to B. But as you pointed out, right, 30 seconds left now. We don't have enough nades as well to just kind of Molotov off the entire bomb site. And with exhaustion playing this very patiently, having the 2 guys still at the B bomb site, and the flashbangs are in now as well. 20 seconds, the jig's up. They know it. We have JT as well coming in with the rotate.
Oh.
And we're looking, yep. Looking like it's going to be another overtime, boys.
Yeah, it's looking pretty done, isn't it? Man, that's a nice little hold out of extrasoul. Very, very ready for that slow and then explosive ending to a round, right? You're running into B, never getting past, really, the first hurdle, as it were, right? Just trapped in this kind of wall of smokes, out into the crosshairs of OC and Sonic. You know, they have that crossfire set up between Ruins and New Box, and even then JT just firing through the smokes and getting away with damage, getting away with kills. It's kept extrasoul in this map a little bit longer.
Yeah, hanging on by a thread right now, but still counts. Another double AWP.
Yeah, and up on Phelps. The reset that we're back to a bit of a slow game, as we kind of saw in GODSENT's last round as well. Would love for them to kind of play a little bit more aggressive, as we saw in the round 2 on their overtime T side. Just mainly because I feel like extrasoul is really getting the hang of their slow play. We noticed as well, like, look at the nades that they managed to save. It's been 50 seconds left, and extrasoul are not wasting anything.
Oh no, the unscope. That's not good timing. However, Fang, it bites him right back. Taco catches him with a molly out and keeps GODSENT in a 4-on-4. That's a key kill for Taco. He's had a bit of a mare in this map, but at least in this round, some impact. And GODSENT now just need to group and execute. Back to B they go. Sonic alone there with the AWP and a smoke. He's put the latter of which down. And so that might actually cause a problem for GODSENT. They don't really want to go through that at this point in time. And that smoke has allowed JT to rotate in to South African players playing together right now. And they need to hold on this commit. Oh no. JT out. Sonic pushed back behind the smoke, can do nothing about it right now. They're not planting yet, taking their time. 10 seconds needs to happen eventually. Marky coming in on the rotate. He's not going to check for Taco. That's a dead man walking. Taco's got the kill. Bomb finally planted. Sonic's still trapped behind. And a double up on the retake won't do them much. OC only good for a single kill. And Sonic eventually found. It's going to be GODSENT finding their first in double OT.
It's a really good round from Taco. He gets a trade in mid and obviously falls back to Banana. Does a really good job here. Doesn't shoot first when you first see Marky. Sure, doesn't really get at them all too much, but just the fact that he's a little bit patient. Great spot to be in as well at the same time. GODSENT continues with the good form on this map so far. It's a little bit faster round as well. We talk about the most important thing. It's not about, you know, going from running down the clock to 10 seconds to just rushing a bomb site, but it's about finding these small little timings. Instead of maybe executing at 10 seconds, maybe you execute at 25. Just to catch extrasoul a little bit more in the rotates.
Oh, the double app setup getting denied by a molly. That's nice. And they're grouping to take the halls as well. So that's throwing a bit of a spanner in the works. Whatever extrasoul had planned is now thrown in the dust.
Oh, good response though. extrasoul just, as that Molotov comes in, they pushed Banana. They got the info that Banana was now clear, in spite of a lot of presence being shown there early on. So they're sending these players back from B to set up, and they're here perfectly timed. You couldn't have timed this better. Now, the apartments, there's a bit of a gap in it, and Marky learns that the hard way. Dead to the AK. OC trying to trade. While he is good for the first, he's got to worry about a lot of angles here in mid, and he gets cut down by Dumao. It's chaos. I don't know what's happening. The bomb's in the site, almost, about to be. 40 seconds left. Sonic on the short side ahead of the Molotov. Oh, so much damage, but not the kill. And that could have made all the difference. That was Taco crossing with the bomb. If that got cut loose, that could have been an extra salt round. The fact that he's survived and lived to tell the tale now means that GODSENT are eyeing up 2 to open up this first half. The second overtime, man, that's easy to say. And yeah, JT's just saving.
Such a close round there. It's just full-on brawl, full-on chaos. GODSENT again doing a really good job here, taking the time once they do the execute. Gets 3 members down on the pit area. Yeah, and extra salt looking like they're a little bit flustered at the moment. It'd be nice if JT ends up saving this AWP. It's looking pretty likely that that's going to happen, but 2 rounds so far on the board for GODSENT. The second overtime, can they make it a third?
I mean, I got to imagine, like, this must feel kind of horrible to play up against this GODSENT T side, especially because it's like you've got 3 different teams in the server up against you. Like, 1 minute they're being really slow, like Na'Vi, right? They're not giving you anything early on. You're having to play like according to like gambles and trying to snipe information wherever you can. And then, then they'll deal you like a fast B play just out of the gates where it's nothing like what they've done in any of their rounds so far, and they'll just blindside you with it. I think the longer this game's been going on, the more it feels like GODSENT are getting ahead in terms of the calling, in terms of the reads. Ooh. And that's making this a little bit scary for Extra Salt.
Yeah, taking some control is nice. It's what GODSENT did initially on their CT side to open up OT. It got them a couple of rounds, so going to see Extra Salt give it another go. The nade is nice. Got 2 players boosted at logs. What a mess. Molotov could end this round right now with a block. A team block. Cost Phelps his life. Sonic keeps this round in his favor, but not for long. They're going to hunt him down. Crouching and spraying will be the solution. A third round could be the end of the map here for Extra Salt if they fall here. 2 players left up to stop it. Marky on a rotate. OC with the AWP. And GODSENT have just taken B. With the smoke down, no way you can stop them planting.
Yeah, pressure's really on OC out of the 2 of these players, right? He's the guy with the AWP. Marky, bless him, only has a deagle. Isn't left with very much to go up in this final round of the half. Bomb now down. Time ticking away from Extra Salt. And right now, they're just kind of sat on their laurels, hoping that they get given a peek. With nothing coming through, eventually, it's on them to make the first move. It's on them to get into this bomb site. They've thrown a top banana retake smoke. They've mollied Dumao out into the open. And now with the other 2 players cut off by this smoke grenade, they've got to boost over the top of it. Taco with his eyes on the bomb and so little time left. They've got to get on it. They've got to get on it now. Taco with damage and there's no time for the defuse here. All the kills for Marky. But the round still goes in favor of GODSENT, who are now 1 away from taking us to a third map.
Yeah, you know what's better than style points? RMR points, and those are the ones that GODSENT are gunning for, rather.
GODSENT are gunning for.
Even if Marky gets all those nice deeg shots. No kit, no chance, no round. And 3 on the T side for GODSENT after, you said it yourself earlier, guys, like, this was a CT side for GODSENT. That was what was doing them justice. Well, now they've only got to win 1 out of 3 to close the map.
But like Robin said, it was the change of pace that was the killer. Like, Extra Salt were reading them. They had a very good understanding of their play, and then suddenly you get like 2 aggressive rounds back to back. A couple of kills go their way, and then they've had a perfect half of extra time. And realistically, you've got to say now we're looking at Vertigo.
Caster Curse is back on the menu, boys.
3 OTs coming right up.
Yeah, surely I can't do a hat trick of Caster Curses in the first series. Surely not.
I feel like if GODSENT were to close this 1 map off, though, sure, you can do a gamble. We see Taco again with this spot. Would love to see some mid-round aggression, though, but played it cool this time around. Extra Salt started their round by taking over mid and apps, went back and faked towards B, and now we kind of see this setup towards this A bomb site with a bunch of nades. They are looking to wrap towards the arch. Phelps missing that shot though. No.
Phelps, homie.
Missing a jump.
Down and pit up. JT trades it out. Taco's still here. Taco dropping the bomb. But JT, Trade King, has kept it in play for Extra Salt. Bomb now getting planted for Dumao and Lato. They are a long way away. Rotating up through Banana and into middle. They've got some pretty big odds to go up against in this retake. And really, you're kind of asking yourself, do you even want to give this a go?
If you're walking
what I say? You know what I say?
Try everything once. Oh,
well, that too.
Exits most. Are they really going for this? Dumal's committing. Balls to the wall, and you're just burning money at this point. You're just setting notes on fire.
They've invested in Dogecoin. They've gone all in. There you go. They're praying for another Elon Musk tweet.
Yeah, it's a bit of a blunder. We know only 10K start money, so losing that round, we see it. They're gonna have another great round, but they lose that one, and they're gonna be stuck with pistols. So gotta be mindful during these overtimes to just think about your economy a little bit.
Flatterman, think about it. If you put that 10K start money in Bitcoin 20 years ago, you'd be
listen.
laughing now.
It's always, it always comes down to
I'm the one that says all this. Back in the day when I was playing, we had 10K start money. I was the one that did not buy a kit one round. I had an AWP. Everyone else had a kit, and we lose the round because of it. And ever since then, I've been getting bashed. Yeah, but listen, I was trying to save some money, dude.
Why didn't they tell you where the kit was? Why didn't you grab it?
No, it was very stressful. It was me and Forrest left, in that situation. Me without a kit. Sure, I'm the one that's supposed to be, be defusing, but at the same time I was holding. Yeah, it was just mess. So it happens. But don't be a dick. Never buy, buy a kit.
Yeah, as the famous saying goes.
Do you and Forrest still have beef over that? Is that make Dignitas team meetings feel a little bit awkward?
I get it on occasion every now and then. Never do a fifth,
Never do a fifth. Oh no!
Wow, they got a name.
I can't believe they're hitting you with that, man. The disrespect.
It's been around the block for a while,
Oh well, look at this. Look at this. We've got a little B play on the cards. We all love a little B play, don't we? They're grouping up with the bomb, our extra salt. Look and navigate their way.
Look at the nades from GODSENT too. There's nothing. No nades from extra salt either. So sure, it's gonna come down to just hitting the shots now. The one flashbang Taco uses, but all of a sudden, now it's an issue. Taco goes for the hero play though. Oh my god.
Full blind. Marky takes him out as well. Flash does its job, but Taco is still put down. And the late rotate for Barton. I mean, what do you even do here, Richard? Any ideas?
It was like watching a Dust Discs video there. You just turned around the corner, he was staring at a big, thick ass, and wasn't able to convert the kill, was he? So bit of a nightmare. The question is, I'm trying to look at the money now, and I'm just thinking,
just seeing thick ass wherever you're looking, man. I feel it. It's all you can think about.
It's the esports life, baby.
Yeah,
glitz, glamour. But yeah, they're hunting the guns, and they're right to do it. Extra assault, because as we've said many times over the course of this map, they're not going to get that one. It only hurts the CT, so let's see what kind of buy they can cobble together here. But yeah, maybe that cast curse is going to come back to haunt them. Like,
could we crowdfund a Dustmaret hot tub stream?
Ooh,
I might watch it.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Do you think realistically that we even need to crowdfund that?
I've said Dust will do absolutely anything for the adoration of the general public. So no, you don't need to crowdfund it whatsoever.
I thought you were about to say for the right price, but that will do as well.
That also is true. But his girlfriend might be listening, so I didn't want to say that.
Listen, guys.
Double OT, maybe a third.
Yeah, I was gonna just go there, man. We have the last potential round here. Can extra salt make it into a third overtime, or will we be seeing a third map between these two teams?
You did say it was done heading into this OT, didn't you? Or this half, rather. It was over.
Well, listen,
Richard
I
Lewis
can't warm myself into Taco's brain. Can I? That hat stops me from doing it. That's why he wears it. It's got a tinfoil lining, so I can't get in.
Oh, the nades again! Bumps is dead! He's dead!
What's happening?
He's so blind.
He's not pushing B Inferno, is he? Oh, he has. Burning alive in the Molotov.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
That's his teammate's flash, by the way. Just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, well, shout out.
Yeah, it's all coming apart. It's all coming apart, isn't it? Of course it is.
My, oh my. Extra Soul, never flustered, never phased. And one round away.
Trying to pause the match mid-game. What's going on here from GODSENT?
That could be a good nade.
Wow took a lot of damage too. Well, 30 at least. And again, we run into the same problem here when you're on the CT side and you're trying to hold the banana. It doesn't matter if you're going to have Lazo kind of, you know, rotate back into A here. You won't be able to hold this bomb side without any utility. So getting a kill onto Sonic here, that's great. But at the same time, you still have to be mindful of this banana execute. Dumao, super important. Maybe he tries to stay alive here. Maybe he goes for the kills. He goes for the kills instead. I don't know. That's inexperience to me in my book, honestly. I think that you'd rather stay alive there, trying to wait for your teammates, maybe take a spot on the bomb side instead. But a flashbang in, 3-on-2 situation now. It is chaotic.
Marky's the cover king, man. He never lets you stop that bomb getting planted. He's always there, watching his teammates back. And now the AWP and the post plant, it's perfect as OC finds another. Barton, God Gamer, man of the map, but will it be in vain? 1v2, and they're doubled up in dark. He does not have a Molotov for it. He does have a kit, but so many spots to clear. They could be coffins, they could be banana. He's got way too many angles to spot. And so finally moving towards the right one. Will he be ready for 2 players? There's the first. Oh, he doesn't know. Barton, no clue. Bullet to the back of the brain, and Marky closes the second overtime, bringing us to a third. But first, we got a break. We got a breather. So join us in a moment.
All right, guys, we're in the sequel to the never-ending story. GODSENT and Extra Salt. Just done a triple OT. It's all good. Of course, Extra Salt had the first map. GODSENT are fighting for their lives in this series. And they are going to start on the CT side.
Yeah, 2 lives. So kind of pales in comparison to a cat, but we do have a lower bracket here.
That is true.
But no one wants to be there on day 1. GODSENT, it might not be down to them. It might be down to the clock. We'll see how their T side goes. Right now, it's an early execute. They're about to commit to this A site. GODSENT bringing Phelps back at the right time. As soon as that mid-smoke phase, we're about to have some mad action. Sonic running out of apps as well with a pit. Molotov, he's stuck in the smoke right now. He's waiting for his team to get up on the short side. The nade will dunk Barton out of pit, and now they start to flood in. 3 kills in an instant. Dumao has to commit, but he can only drop the bomb, and then it's just Lato saving. Right cool at least, but do they stall the plant to go and hunt this kill? You see that sometimes on Inferno. They could just, you know, start spreading out, looking for this frag.
Thing is, as well, you know, I mean, I think that would have been viable, but I guess because of the situation, maybe you don't call for that just yet. Perhaps a little bit ostentatious, but you know, they're gonna have a good inkling that you know, they know he's either gonna be in spawn or on site around the construction area, so people are gonna slowly walk over there. You might get contact.
It's a really good round by Extra Salt there. That's what you kind of get as well. GODSENT, as we pointed out, they have been playing more aggressive, but it has been towards that banana area. And for Extra Salt to take over mid the way they did and to properly do the execute, they got the double nades in, they got all the flashbangs in, and additionally, they didn't drop down to pit as we normally kind of see them. They ran straight into site this time around. So there's a lot of flexibility around Extra Salt's apps plays. And he does end up going down, and to you guys' point, right? That's a lot of money. That is no longer on the GODSENT side.
Can I just say what a great map Marky's had? You know, I know he's a player that has been very maligned in the past. He's done, you know, we all remember the stream sniping drama and all of that nonsense. But he was always a very, very good player that was kind of denied opportunities around perceptions about who he was as a person. And since he's joined Extra Salt, I think like we've seen the best version of him. He just plays so well on so many maps.
Oh my god! As I say it, it's like GODSENT's listening to the stream, but they go ahead and are straight push into the alt mid, makes it a 3-on-3. I quite like this though, nonetheless. This really makes Extra Salt guess themselves a little bit more.
Oh, what an angle! He doesn't even just flat peek it, he climbs up. He goes up a level, the AWP is never ready.
And they rotate back.
And now they rotate back. Oh my god, the middle finger. By the way, Fang got all 3 kills on that ult push. He just triple headshot everyone. OC, that may be sick as well. But Taco, rumbling in his stomach right now. Something feels off. Yeah, and he's about to figure it out.
Poor old Taco. He's like, don't make me run to the other bomb site. No, my knees.
The life of an anchor.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Well, GODSENT Prime to get a taste of their own medicine here.
He's going for it.
Yeah, fair enough, to be honest.
Yeah, I think so. I think he knows he's staring down the barrel here. You got to give it a try.
He has some all in a smoke as well, so he can cover some areas off. Not gonna matter though.
Yeah.
OC with a great position. But yeah, I mean, listen, Fang, that's a really nice, great 3 kills that he gets there in the ultimate push from GODSENT. We see the replay here again. They're very quick on this. Probably not expected too much, but it kind of line up.
Oh,
Flick the 180 onto Phelps.
No.
Nasty.
And it's...
Oh, now we've got that pause.
Yeah, now they get it instead. And,
Too late, maybe.
How long have they been holding on to this for?
Yeah. Third OT.
They were ready for a battle of attrition by the looks of things.
They're applying for a bank loan so they can get some guns this round. I'll just let you know if it clears. Won't be long.
5 to 10 business days later, they figure out they're broke.
Oh, yeah, and there it is. And there's the
promises.
proof. Nobody wants to be playing, with these guns in this situation in an OT, but that's the reality.
But we have already seen clean 3-round halves in this OT.
Yeah, but what I was about to say is, imagine how gut-wrenching this kind of feels, right? Like, you've been the guys like constantly reaching that finish line and could never get over the line, right? And now you're about to have your first, like, one-sided half against you, even if it's 2-1 to extra salt. Maybe that gives them enough of a push to get it over the line. And you often see that it can just go back and forth almost endlessly. And oftentimes, if the kind of underdog, the team on the back foot catch up, that's where things really start to get scary for the incumbent team.
That's a Ferrari play for Sonic. Right out mid. Oh,
it's a bit of a disconnect as well, because Taco's by himself there, and we have one guy defensive in the pit area. I feel like it's all falling apart here by the last.
They're running through
rounds here
smokes.
From GODSENT.
Save?
Clutch your kick. Yeah, boom.
Clean as can be. 3 in their T side of overtime, and yeah, I think this is. As far as Caster's Curse go, this is the safest time to call a GG, I think.
I'm not going to risk it, dude. I'm 0-3, so...
Still, hands in the air. Don't touch it. But there's something
Not a double
happening.
up setup at least. I was going to say, I would like to see an extra stalled kind of aggressive move here. We haven't necessarily seen that all too much on their CT side, and they're starting off with 4 banana, so definitely going to be fighting for this. Might be the same play you saw before. Double molly first, and then rotate back. Kind of save the 2 mollies for later.
Ooh. You're never ready for Marky if you clear JT off this position. Smoke comes down.
And look at the timing. This is going to be... There's going to be a quick 5-second potential here of the map being over.
8 players in banana. How often do you see that?
Oh, it's weird. It's weird. Taco, guide me through the weirdness, please. There it is, the lineup. Taco, all the kills belong to him. And now the B site hanging in the balance. All right, this second half has still got some legs on it yet. Marky, the one man to try and make a difference, has been hit by this smoke. They now know he's here. They know they've got another player left to worry about. Taco will be on the receiving end finally.
Okay.
And they're going to start to go back through middle now with the bomb. Now, this isn't as safe as you might hope it is if you're GODSENT here. You're probably hoping it's a nice empty fake and a bomb site, and that's not the case. OC waiting with his AWP. There's the first, the bomb. Oh, back in for more. But finally cut down and out of the round. Leaves it all on Marky. Late arrival, out through Library and into Phelps. They get a leash back on the beast there, and they get 22 on the GODSENT side.
My goodness. Yeah, if OC, I mean, he can't play any better than that, right? He can't click any faster. The AWP was right on that apps player. But still, GODSENT, even though it gets a bit dicey, you get a little worried, they still close the round, and they are hanging on 2 more to bring us to yet another overtime. This game could go on forever. Who knows? Will Extra Salt allow it to, though? This is going to be their best buy out of the 2 rounds remaining, so pressure on them to win it now before things get hairy. Marky in middle with the nades. It's a contact play for Phelps. He's done this a lot with the AWP and T-side, but this time it's just the rifle walking up, looking for an opening kill. Molly will keep him out. Marky going to flash in. Won't commit to any kind of fight, just using his util diligently. OC and apps. And this is a hard corner to flash.
If he gets Ferrari'd here, this is a nightmare. This is so ballsy to be here in this round, in this OT, with the AWP. It's crazy.
OC, don't start getting nervous about it now. Gets off the angle. Oh, still floating around. He does need some help. This is where Fang... Oh, they don't know about him. That could be the game on a platter. 4 extra salt, 1 kill. And so there we go. They lock it in. Extra salt. They grab the victory. 25 rounds, 3 overtimes later, they get it over the line. My, oh my. They 2-0 Godsent. Quite an affair. Quite a lengthy game. But that's all for this series. There's another one coming up in just a moment.